should be live. I should be live at the moment. And you should be able to hear me, which is good. You should be able to hear me, and you should be able to see the screen. So let's just go to just chatting. Alright, so the sounds are working here. I'm just setting it all up because for some reason the sound's not working. But anyway, let's go to just chatting. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be setting up a program that will, we're going to be writing a program in Go language that will inject blind access payload from XSS Hunter into a custom header. So the header could be user agent header, it could be any header you would like, and you could also expand this so it's it actually injects it into parameters as well. Just wait. So that's pretty much how it's going to work. We're going to just checking to see my sounds are good. So it's going to be a really good program. It's going to be pretty cool. So anyway, let's just get started. Let's just wait for some viewers first. Just got to wait for some viewers. So come and join our stream. It'd be awesome. Come on, viewers, join the stream. Just going to just go to my website and have a look to see who's actually joining the stream or not. Sorry, I'm really tired at the moment. It's had a big day, so you know it's pretty good. And this COVID-19 is really shit. You know, like I've just been tired, and you know this COVID-19 is absolutely shit. Just gonna see who else has joined the stream. Just seeing who else is going to join. Would be nice if you could comment down below if you actually are joined. I can see at the top of the viewers there, but yeah. Let's just have a look to see who's joining. Okay, so that one was really shit because I had no sound on. It was really, really stupid of me. I'm live now, which is good. And I think we should get started. Anyway, if no one's actually here at the moment, I'm going to get started anyway. I'm just going to go to YouTube. So YouTube streaming, that's good. So let's get started right now. Let's go to live scene to see what's going on. Just want to actually just quickly put in a audio output capture, just by the way. Okay. Alrighty, that should be fine. So if I just test the widget first. Okay, it works good. Alright, that's working fine. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be programming a blind XSS tool that will inject a blind access payload or custom header. Now it's based on my program bxs.go, and this is the program that we're going to be basically programming from scratch. So it always starts off with the main package, and we're going to import some libraries that are needed for our program to run. We've got our constant variables that will set up our colors for the display. The main function main always starts off. It's where the program starts. We've got some variables for the flags. We've got a banner. We've got a go routine, and that gets called, and it just injects like a payload into the header we specify. It does it really fast because it uses go routines, and that's the make request function. Let's open up our blindxs.go. Now I already started recording this, but since I wasn't online, I actually had no mic enabled, so I had to do it again. But let's start from scratch. So we've got this package main. The program always has to start off with a package. Just for now, we're importing FMT, flag, sync, and time. This is going to be useful for this FMT is going to be useful for printing, and the flag is going to be useful for and for argument passing, and sync and time are going to be used for Go routines. Then we've got our main function, which we set up some variables. C is for our concurrency, H is for our header, and P is for our payload. So like I said, flag.int_var is based on this reference here for our Go language reference, and this is how it looks. This is what it looks like. So int_var passes the first argument is a pointer. It could be like, obviously has to be of type int because it's an int type variable. And then a string for the name of the variable, and a value, so a default value, and a usage type. So this is what happens. So we've got the C, which is our variable, the pointer. We're going to call this C for, this will be concurrency, but it's going to call it C. Default is 30, and this is our usage tip. We're going to do the same with header. So this will be our default header will be user agent. And this will be the header to inject our payload. Then we're going to do the next one, which will be obviously another string var, and this is going to be our payload. So we're just going to call this P, and the default payload we're not going to put nothing, and we're going to put the blind XSS payload. Now we need to parse these flags. This is what we use to parse the arguments, and we're just going to do a quick check to see if these flags, so if the header is equal to nothing, or the payload is equal to an empty string, then we're just going to basically return. We can just put like, you know, fmt.println, and we can say some arguments are not set. We could put like, you know, the type, they could put like, you know, header and payload not set. So we'll just put a simple first. Else, and then this is where we're going to test, this is where we're actually going to start the logic for our blind XSS function. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a sync wait group. So we need to do a var wg, and it's going to be a sync dot wait group, and this is what we're going to be using for our Go routines, like that. Then we're going to iterate through the number of concurrent requests. So we do So with Go language, we set this double columns and equals. That's how we set it equal. That's how we set up a variable. That's how we assign a variable. It's different in other languages, but in Go language, it's double columns equal, and that's how you assign a variable. And we're going to assign it to 0, and we're going to iterate it through all the concurrent requests that we set and increment. So say this is 20, it will loop 20 times. So that's actually by default. It's the default concurrency is 30, so I'll iterate 30 times. Then we just want to add a wait group, and then we want to set up our Go routine. So that's how we set it up. Okay, then we want to just wg.done, but after that we're going to set up our function that we'll call. So we'll call it test bxss, and this is where we'll pass in our payload and our header. And then after that we go wg.wait. Okay, so now we want to set up our function that's going to be called test bxss, and we're going to have the payload, which would be a string, and the header, which would be a string, and that's the parameters it's going to pass. That's what's going to be passed into the function. They're the function parameters. We need to sleep for a little bit first, because if we don't sleep, we're actually going to we're actually going to run into a problem where the program just stops, doesn't continue the execution. So we'll sleep for 500 milliseconds. 500 milliseconds will do fine. And then we want to create a scanner, and this is where we need to actually now go up the top and import buff.io. And this is going to be used to actually do our standard input chaining. So we set up a scanner variable equals, and we use buff.io.new scanner, and we'll use os.standardinput. And this is how we do tool chaining. So we need to set up our package for OS, and that's what we need to do there. Now we want to basically iterate through all the if say we're using way back URLs, iterate through all the way back URLs links. So we want to iterate through what's been put into the standard input. So we do that by doing that. We set up our link variable, and this will be our what we get passed through standard input output. We go scanner.text. just like that. We also need to set up our library to communicate through network. So that will be HTTP net. I think it's actually net HTTP. Again, we can have a look at this if we go into here and we go Go language HTTP, or just Go language net, and it will show you there. So it's actually it's net. Starts off with net, and we'll do net HTTP. Perfect. So what we want to do is we can create a function to do this, but I'm just going to show you how to do it with a get request. That's all I'm going to do for this video. It's going to be a short video, and how we do that is we've gotten the link that we pass into standard. But let's just print out what we do. Let's just demonstrate this, and we'll show what's happened. So print out a link, and we'll save that. Now we're just going to quickly compile this. And we'll just compile it like that. There's an error, so actually what it says is millisecond is not defined, and that's on line 40. Well, fix that up. You know, part of programming is always having errors. 500 millisecond. I think it's actually I think it's milli with a double L. I think. Yep, and then net.http is not used. Obviously, we can just get rid of that first because we're not using that yet. So let's just build that. And let's show you what happens when we pass in, say, wayback URLs. So let's go yahoo.com. We'll pipe that to wayback URLs, and then we'll go blind XSS. This is what happens. So margin's not set because we need to set up our header. We don't need to because I had a default argument. Set up a payload. Let's just go alert one just for simplicity, just to get it working. So as you can see, all the arguments are set, and what will happen now is it's going to print out all the wayback URLs that have been fetched from yahoo.com. Fetched, with yahoo.com. Obviously, they're actually hexadecimal, and the reason for that is because if we go to the script, we actually haven't put the function name. That's actually a function. So, yeah, that's a function. So that's the reason why it's not working, I think. Yep, okay. So now let's do that, and that should fetch all the wayback URLs from Yahoo, using Yahoo. So I'll fetch all the Yahoo links through wayback URLs. So there are all the links there. Going really, really quick because it's GoLang, which is super quick. So it's fetched up all the wayback URLs. Now what we want to do is we want to be able to set up. We want to be able to first of all make a request, but set up our header from the request to a user agent with the payload that we're setting. So what we can do now is we can go request, and so what we're going to do is we're going to use a function called I think it's it's HTTP dot new request. So this is what we need to use. We need to use this to make a new request. So a HTTP.newRequest returns a request type and an error. So let's just first of all pass in our type and method, which is to get, and then we're going to type in our link that we're going to make a request to. So link, and then we can just put nil, which is the body type. And then we need to check to see if there's an error. So if the error is not equal to nil, meaning there is an error, we'll just return, just for simplicity. We don't have to do an else there. Now what we want to do with this request is we want to set up the header. So we go request dot header dot set, I think it is, and we want to go header and then the payload. Pretty much this is pretty much the core of how it works. This line here is the magic line. I would say it, the magic line. That's the magic line. And we could also use other types of we could also use other logic to actually put the blind access payload into a parameter too, which is based on Tom Nomnom's tool, QR pass or something like that. I can't remember. Comment below if you actually remember the name of the tool, but it's a really good tool. I actually wrote a SSR program based on that tool. It's open source. You can always have a look at how he's written it and then go from there. Then what we want to do is set up the request header. Then we want to use client. I haven't set up the client object yet, but we go do client do, and then we'll do the request. And this is how it's going to make a request with that custom header. What we need to do now is set up our client. We go client, and we do this end symbol, and we go HTTP.client, And if you want, you can set up a timeout. That helps prevent from being rate limited, but we're just using like that. And that's pretty much it. We can also add some nice looking text saying we can go print ln. We can go testing, and then the link. We could just go for blind XSS. Printing out is always really good to make it look nice. Print ln, and then we'll go we'll do like a payload, and we'll do a -t for a tab, and we'll go payload. Now if we compile this and see how it works, might be errors. Yep, there's some errors. HTTP is undefined because we haven't set that up again. So let's do it again. Because remember, we got rid of that just to demonstrate what way the printing out of wayback URLs. Now let's see if it works. Awesome, works. We haven't had many mistakes because I'm pretty good at this language. That's good. Now let's test out that link there, this command here, because this tool chaining is very useful for chaining other tools. It just provides more flexibility and more ways of finding things, So let's see what happens now. So here we go. It's testing out all these links with the blind access payload in the user agent. So say we wanted to do it in x-forwarded-for, right? All we need to do is go -h and we type in x-forwarded-for, and it's going to inject it into this header now. Pretty much all it needs. That's pretty much how it works in a nutshell. But what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to make this really nice and actually print out what header we're actually injected into. So we're going to go. We're also going to go here, fmt, print ln, which I'm going to probably put this in my one I've actually created. It would be really useful. So we'll go header. Again, we'll do -t and we'll go plus header. Let's try this, and we actually might put these double columns, neaten it up a bit. There we go. Just make this a little bit more like that. Perfect. Now this should be nice and neat. Now this should be nice and beautiful. And if you want, we can add in a banner, which is very useful to have a nice looking banner. Let's do that now. Let's go FNT. We'll learn about multi-line strings now. So we're going to use print ln. And for a multi-line string, we use these like the little tilde symbol at the very top left-hand corner of the keyboard. And we're going to use a banner. And we're going to use ASCII banner. I think it is ASCII banner. A lot of programs, a lot of command line argument programs, a lot of command programs have ASCII banners because it makes the program look very nice and pretty. And we're just going to call this BXSS, just to make it simple. Test all to look for a nice one. What do you think we should use? Which one do you reckon looks nice, hey? This one looks pretty simple, nice. Just use this actually. And we just put that in here, and that's what it looks like there. Perfect. And we could go like, we could just like, for bug hunters. I don't know. This is where we put our Twitter handle. But you see how simple it is actually to write these tools. It all is based on an idea, and then you just put that idea into code. When I first started programming, I was just like stuck. I did not know what to do. I was looking at a blank screen saying to myself, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do this. But again, it comes down from experience and practice, and you'll be able to do it. Obviously now, 24. 24, let's have a look at that. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it just comes down to practice, and you'll get there. So let's have a look at now how this works now. We're using it in the x-forwarded-for. Obviously, it's got this banner now, nice. Obviously, in a real-life bug bounty, you'd use XS Hunter, and you would put in your payload from here into there. But this is what it's doing now. It's using x-forwarded-for, and it's testing all the links, injecting its custom header with this payload, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like it. And it's really fast, so if you want to actually change the concurrency to like say 100 or 200, it'd be a lot faster. Really fast. Let's have a look at how fast it goes. Might not make a major difference just because of the computer, but let's have a look. It's not actually that much quicker, but it would be faster compared to 1. If you do 1, so if I do 1, it'll be really slow. It'll be really slow. Watch this. But since Go language is kind of a like C, it's a very high level language. It's a very quick. It's based on it's really quick because it uses the computer's machine. It uses machine code and it's like just like C. See now it's really slow. Really slow. It has that like slight pause. It's actually not bad. But to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much how you program an application. Go language is so quick. If you want to go, I'll use MyTool as well to do this next demonstration because I want to show you MyTool in action. So, but just want to add that nice looking feature for MyTool too. So, let's add that. Show you let's add the part where it shows you the header being injected. I like that idea. So let's go. Let's go here and go FMT. And this is printed a format string, this one. Let's do, I don't know, we'll do notice color. And we'll do, again, we'll do this one, and this will be header. And we'll put in a header here. Header. Put that here. And like this too. Let's compile my program. We're going to do some bug hunting now. Hope I don't find anything. Okay, cool. Okay, let's go to a live program. Let's choose one from Bug Crowd, eh? Let's go to just show off this tool, hey. Let's go to Bug Crowd. I'm just going to do HubSpot just for now. And I'm going to test it on HubSpot. And now I'm also going to show you another really cool trick that we can use for Burp as well. Now I'm just going to do a sub finder. This is how you do your recon. I'm going to use HubSpot. I did find an XSS on there once, so yeah, that's good. Silent. And let's chain it with our wayback URLs. And let's chain it with XSS. Let's specify our payload. Just set my payload just quickly. So the payload I'm going to use is my XSS payload, XSS Hunter payload. Again, donate to him. I did. He's a freaking awesome guy. All this hard work, he makes it all open source. It's so cool. Like, I would expect to pay for this service. It's so good. So let's set up that. Obviously, I'm going to use a user agent, and I'm going to set the default concurrency. And that'll be there. This is how it looks like. This is how mine looks like. It's pretty cool. Let's just make that smaller. I'm also going to load up Burp. Well, that loads. And Firefox. Now, what I'm going to show you in Burp is a really cool, useful trick that we can find blind XSS payload too, and it's basically using the same concept as my script. I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to turn on off the proxy. I'm going to go to HubSpot. Here's what HubSpot looks like this, and I'm going to go to my scope, and I'm going to add that into there too. Now remember, it's on. It has a big scope, so instead of this www, you can put dot asterisk slash sorry, and that part there, I'll just make that on a bigger screen so you can see what it looks like. Notepad, and this is what it looks like here. This here will test every domain. It would use every subdomain. Obviously now that's going off like crazy. It's going off like crazy now, so that's good. Nice. Needs to have a new line there. That's all good. Let's go test out every domain. We're just going to basically only show in scope items. Never going to not turn on. We can turn on the spider, but what we want to first do is set up the match and replace. We also want to intercept only in scope items and requests. and we want to make sure our match and replace. We can either use auto repeater for this. That's up to you. But we just want to use Burp's match and replace rule, which will be our user agent. We want to set this to our blind XSS payload, which will be right here. I'll do it again. Just wait. That one there. We'll just call this B XSS payload. And all you need to do now is go to the scanner, spidering tool, and we also need to set up one in the spidering engine too. So user agent and this one here, just so the spider picks it up too and checks that too. Now we want to turn on a spider. We want to control the spider's speed and concurrent requests because the spider threads, because we don't want to basically make this the website rate limit us. So we'll change that to 500 milliseconds. Go to 200 threads. We also don't want to submit login forms. We don't want to submit forms. Change the passive spider into 5 depth, and that should be fine. And that's spider. Let's also set up this so we can see which ones are going through the proxy that have the blind XSS payload. So let's do that. And obviously here we go. Awesome. And you can see here the user agent did not contain actually it's got 2. Okay, so we need to fix that up. Sorry, and that's part of the spider, sorry. So the spider has actually 2. So we need to get rid of this one here and we need to move that up. There we go, like that. Let's just remove these actually. Delete and try again. Okay, so all we need to do now is we need to just basically just crawl through the website as we normally would. We've got this automation tool going. That's going to test for all the blind XSS for us in the with an automated script. And then we've got this. Then we can just browse. So we can just type in some custom stuff. We can decline. We can get HubSpot for free. And as you do this, it's actually now let's just reload this first. Make sure it's capturing a request. Okay, it is, but it's not actually the proxy is not going through with, I haven't turned it on. That's why I haven't turned it on. Okay, let's just reload the request. I've been blocked. Okay, that's interesting. I've been blocked. Again, it didn't like our payload. It doesn't like our payload. So that's blocked us. If I reload that without it, it likes our payload. So it's blocking our payload. So what we can do now is we can try a different one. So we can try maybe a get script one. That's using jQuery. So this might be an out of date jQuery library we can use. So let's try this and see if that works. It might actually block script tags. Who knows? It likes this one. So it likes this one. So this is a way that we haven't really bypassed it in that sense, but it actually liked this payload. Who knows? It might not be filtering out something properly. But let's just now try. We've actually bypassed that, which is good. Just checking my browser. Let's log in with Google. Let's log in with Google, and then we can just keep an eye on if it's found anything. Hasn't found anything yet. That's good. We should get an email if it finds something. If you have notifications turned on, it should display a notification with it found something or whatnot. Oh, this is cool. We could actually test from idle here. That's actually good. This is actually good to test for idle. Let's test for idle, hey? This would be awesome. This would be fun. So let's turn on auto repeater. Let's test for some idle. So what I'm going to do. Sorry, I got a wedgie. Oh, I got tight jeans on. Ow. Okay, let's just set up. Let's use Firefox containers. And we're going to put a victim account too. And we're just going to paste this in here. When you have a login form, a login field like this, a login page where you have all this new functionality, it's good for testing for IDORs. And IDORs don't really get tested much. I think these days they probably would, but I got a bounty for an IDOR not long ago actually. Let's have a look at this. It's actually create an account. So let's go hackandplayground841@gmail.com, and I always start off with a basic password. I don't want to tell you what it is, but anyway, let's do that. Don't save. Now we should have. I automatically see this ID here, so I want to put that into as you can see, I see this ID here, so I want to put that into auto repeater. It's asking for my code, so I'll just quickly get that code down. Let's have a look at the code. Here it is, right here. Put that in. Awesome. Now, okay, okay, I liked it, so let's log in now. Actually, before we do that, I know it's all good. Let's go check for email verification bypasses, but it won't do it. We'll jump in the pass reset functionality, we'll do that. You don't have access to this account, this link. Actually, since it's already been, I think it's been verified, so let's sign up, because I haven't signed up yet. And this is where we're going to test, when we sign up and reset the password, we're going to try and find some email verification bugs. Obviously, the victim's already there, so let's click on the victim. Let's continue this account, and we'll check for both things. We'll check for IDORs and email verification bugs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the, first of all, I'm going to put in my match and replace rule. So these have two different IDs. This is the victim, so we want to write these down into the notepad. That's the attackers, and that's the victims here. And you can see there, the only three numbers that are different are the three N1s. That's a pattern that we can keep an eye on. This attackers, what we want to do now is we want to add a base replacement, put that in there, and then we want to be a request string. And we want to get the victims. So everywhere we go on the attackers page and they find this ID, it's going to replace it with the victims one and see if we can access that resource. So let's just go to profile and preferences and keep track of what we get set in, what we get put in here. So there's some useful stuff here. You can't really see it, but it has a domain name, but we get a 403 for business. So we can't access this from the behalf of the victim. We have this one that gives us a 200, but there's no change in the request. This one's a 200 okay, but what's that giving us? Nothing in a response, so nothing interesting. This one, nothing there. That one, obviously we can't access that. There's a 403. So a lot of access controls are in place, so it's really hard to get an IDOR, but we can try. We might be lucky to get one. Let's find out. JavaScript is important. We don't know about that. Why would you want IDOR to JavaScript? No impact at all. Okay, nothing so far, but what we are interested in is actually just clicking around the page. Let's have a look at this. Let's upload our own custom image and see if we can get some XSS on the page. Let's choose a file and let's upload. I don't know. We'll do any image. We'll just do, say, this one here, just for simplicity. And caps that request. Should be a post request, hopefully. Okay, it's a post request. Send that to the repeater, and let's play around with this for a bit. So here's the data here. Let's just put our own. Let's just send it off first, and let's see if okay, it doesn't have nothing, so it doesn't actually give us a link, so we can't see where it's been uploaded to. That's a bummer. Let's try and just put in our own custom XSS payload, and we'll open up the file in a new page. So we'll go here. When you see an upload field, you automatically want to test for that. Obviously, there's the internal error. So this is probably been secured. We could try other things, but it's not really I guess something we can focus on at the moment. Let's keep on playing around. Let's try and let's try and add a signature on behalf of the victim. I just saw something. It has HTML there too. So, ooh, okay. Does it like script alert? Okay. It actually you should see here. It cuts out S. So let's try image. No, it doesn't like image. Anything after the greater than, it doesn't like. So, if I do H2, actually, what was it liked? Div. Okay, so it actually doesn't. It actually escapes the tag. So we could fuzz this anywhere easily. And as you can see here, it doesn't like that. So it doesn't allow script tags to be in there. Let's try image. It likes image tags. Let's try image source equals. And let's try actually let's try image. Let's try script source. Let's just try example.com. Let's try this one. Doesn't like that. So let's try image source. And let's try what's his name's let's try Brute Logic's XSS payload. That one there, right there. That's the XSS link. Let's try this. And it likes that. Okay, that's good. So it likes that, and it has this preview link here. So it actually is hopefully working. And hopefully we get XSS. Maybe not. Who knows? It's weird because it liked that. What's this? This is interesting. So what if I ever do that? I'm going to try for SSRF here, I reckon. So let's try. Let's try this. We'll just save it. I should probably make an external interaction. Let's have a look. That's just going to pretty much. Nah, it says no internal interaction there. That sucks. Okay, let's try something else. Let's have a look at this chat. Also, let's have a look now at our auto repeater. That's gone bloody crazy. Let's have a look at it. It's sort of our response length differences. These are all 403. That's a 503. 403. 401. There's a 200 there. What do I get here? Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, cool. So there's nothing really much we can actually see through an IDOR. They've all pretty much got the proper access controls in place. Again, my burp is a very bad copy, so it's going to play up. Let's see how this is going. That's going crazy. That's going crazy, yeah. Alright, let's have a look at XSS Hunter. And there's nothing there. Awesome. But that's pretty much what you need to look at is the core functionality of the website. And that's pretty much it. I'll probably do another stream very shortly. Not today, but I'm thinking more. Let's go into chat first. I'm thinking maybe probably within these maybe next week or something. I've got a lot of work I've got a lot of work coming up, so I do a lot of work with a company, so I can't really focus on. I can't really record this week, but I might be able to do next week. So if there's anything you want me to record about, please just comment in my YouTube channel. I'll show you my YouTube channel right now. So that's pretty much I was listening to. It's my YouTube channel right here. It's Crypto Mux Streaming. I've also got another channel just called Crypto Mux. You'll find me just under Crypto Mux basically. That one's got over 2,000 subscribers. But I'm doing like a new streaming channel which has got 126. So please support me there. It's pretty cool. Also, I've got also a website. So if I go to my Twitter, I have this CryptoMux.live. I'll have to actually share the screen, so that would be great if I did that. So yeah, this is my CryptoMux website. So it has like, the latest streams, has like some merchandise you can get, which is some pretty cool merchandise. And this is my Twitter right there. Also my YouTube channel, like I was saying before, but I forgot to screen share. This is my Twitter, YouTube channel here.
I know. How do you open for Just Malboy?
Right here. So it says I'm live. And you know, I've got a lot of streams. I worked with also Hima. He did a stream with me. It was pretty cool. I've got some basic gaming ones on there, but don't worry about that. Just please feel free to subscribe to me. It'd be great for the support. It'd be awesome. Yeah. But yeah, like I'm gonna head off. I've got a really bad headache. I think I need some water. I'm gonna get an early night. Just gonna get some sleep. So I will catch you later. Stay strong. Hack well. Make sure if you're burnt out, just have a rest. I was burnt out a while ago. I was burnt out a lot, so I had a rest and I'm back into it. I got a lot of work, a lot of bodybuilding, so I've got a lot on my plate. So just stay motivated, stay hacked.